From Larry DeLutis Field here in Rome, New York, it is time for Onondaga Flames baseball. Hello, everybody. I'm Brandon Ross. The Flames are getting set for their first matchup of the season against the Rome Generals. And let's quickly give you the Flames starting lineup. Batting first in right field is Mike Netzel. Batting second in center is Adam Gordon. Batting third, playing third base, is Brian Hart. Batting fourth, playing designated hitter, is Jared Grosguth. Batting fifth behind the plate is Jake Surratt. Batting sixth in left field is A.J. DiFilippo. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, is McLean O'Connor. Batting eighth at first base is Mike Stefan. And batting ninth is Mike Ruggiero playing second base. It'll be Kevin Simon on the mound for the Rome Generals. He's a left-handed pitcher out of Lorain County Community College in Ohio, and he gets ready to deal the first pitch to Mike Netzel, a fastball right down the heart of the plate for strike one, and we are underway at 6:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Netzel, one of the solid hitters on this team, as the 0-1 pitch just catches the inside corner on the cutter, and the count's now 0-2. Netzel so far hitting .316 on the year, on-base percentage .500. Netzel, a speedster who also pitches for the Flames. The 0-2 misses low near the dirt. And now a better count here for Netzel, as it's now 1-2. Kevin Simon, a lefty on the mound. An 0-1 record so far, 4.36 ERA heading into today's contest. The 1-2 is chopped on the ground. Slow roller just past Simon, fielded at Atilis at short, but he throws it wide, and he'll be in there safely. They'll get ruled an infield single for Mike Netzel on the bases early here for the Onondaga Flames. They'll bring up Adam Gordon with a runner on and nobody out. And Gordon playing in 19 games so far, hitting .313, another big hitter at the top end of this Flames lineup. So Netzel takes the lead off of first base. The third baseman, Anthony Perino, is shading closer to the infield grass, his toes barely touching the grass, as a matter of fact. Simon looks over to first. He deals. First pitch is a fastball, misses below the knees, and the count's 1-0. Let's give you the defensive alignment for the Rome Generals. In outfield from left to right, Matt Baker, Steve Peters, and Kenny Michael. From right to left in the infield, Joe Baramonte, Donnie Stokes, Luis Atiles, Anthony Perino, and Alex Vasquez is behind the plate, catching for Kevin Simon on the mound as he makes a throw over to first, and it's not in time. Netzel able to get back there safely. We're just getting started here at Larry DeLutis Field. Still no score here, only one batter down in the top half of the first inning. First pitch is a fastball, misses up and in. Gordon has to duck out of the way of that one, and now a hitter's count here for Gordon as it's 2-0. It's really a beautiful night here in Rome. It's a very interesting stadium built on the grounds of the former Griffiss Air Force Base. It's still home to the longest runway in North America, and there's still a giant B-52 bomber out behind center field wall. The 2-0 pitch is a fastball right down the heart of the plate. Now a 2-1 count here to Adam Gordon. Adam Gordon came off to a rocket-hot start. There were a lot of players who were hitting close to 500 early on in this season, and of course, eventually all things that go high must fall back down. He's come more back down to earth, but still above 300. That one's ripped down the right field line, but well foul, and now an even 2-2 count here on Adam Gordon. And with Netzel leading off first, you always have a threat to run. 5 stolen bases so far on the season for the outfielder out of Occidental College. As Gordon takes time and steps back to the batter's box, the lefty against the left-handed Simon on the mound. Mike Netzel taking a pretty large lead over off of first base. He fakes a steal, and that one plunks Gordon right in the middle of the back, right between the numbers. So he'll walk over to first base. Now 2 base runners early on for the Onondaga Flames with nobody out for Brian Hart. And Brian Hart is the guy you want with runners in scoring position. 16 RBIs on the season so far, second on the team, trailing only A.J. DiFilippo in that category. As the catcher Alex Vasquez goes out to talk with Simon on the mound real quick. Brian Hart on the season, along with the 16 RBIs to his name, hitting .264 but slugging .417. big on the extra base hits as he has 4 doubles and 2 triples to his name, along with a big shot. As that pitch misses low in the dirt, a hitter's count so far for Brian Hart, it's 1-0. And that one home run came on the road against the Cortland Crush. It was a deep shot to left center field. It was a straight screaming liner that just escaped over the left center field fence. And that's not the easiest park to hit a home run in when you're hitting it to the gaps. And the gaps here tonight aren't friendly either. 380 to the left center and right center field wall. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball right down the heart of the plate. And now an even 1-1 count here to Brian Hart. Still no score here in the top of the first, but the Flames are in a great position early on. 2 runners on, nobody out, and Brian Hart with a 1-1 count here in the batter's box. Netzel leading off of second base, Adam Gordon leading off of first. Simon looks back to second, deals the 1-1. Fastball misses high and outside. And now a 2-1 count here to Brian Hart. No double play depth from the middle infield, but you have Donnie Stokes over at second base guarding Mike Netzel closely near the bag. Netzel still taking a big lead back there. Simon looks back, the fastball inside, and now a 3-1 hitter's count here to Brian Hart. And even with 3 balls here, Coach Cordero known to be an aggressive base running strategist. A lot of stolen bases between the 2 guys on base right now. 3 recorded for Adam Gordon and 5 for Mike Netzel, but both of them definitely have taken more bases than they're given credit for. As that pitch, a fastball, misses low and away for ball 4. So now early on, the bases are loaded for the Onondaga Flames with nobody out, and Jared Grosguth, the designated hitter, coming up to bat. Jared Grosguth has a big bat himself. 2 home runs on the season so far, only 7 RBIs, but a .310 batting average heading into today's contest. The entire infield's playing in here. Middle infielder playing close to double play depth. The right Grosguth in a wide stance. First pitch, a breaking pitch that just catches the outside corner, so Grosguth behind in the count 0-1. Grosguth played mostly third base early in the season. We've seen him shift around the infield just a little bit, but mostly, as of late, a designated hitter and a pinch hitter for this Flames squad. The 0-1. Fastball just catches the lower third of the plate. And now an 0-2 count here to Grosguth. He's already in a pickle. Grosguth an 0-2 count, but still 3 runners on with nobody out. Still a 0-0 game in the top half of the first inning. The 0-2 fastball misses high and outside. Looked about level with Jared Grosguth's chin. And a 1-2 count now here for Grosguth, as the corner infielder still playing very close in to the infield grass. The 1-2 from Simon. Fastball chopped, slow roller on the ground towards third. A fire to home. Goes wide past Alex Vasquez. And Netzel comes around to score. Or Adam Gordon rounds around third. He comes to score. Both runners advance up. So now up to second base is Jared Grosguth. Mark that a fielder's choice and an error. And 2 runs are in for the Flames here in the top of the first inning. So 2 runs come around to score on that play. Grosguth gets credited with an RBI on the fielder's choice. He's now at second base, and Brian Hart is at third as Jake Surratt, the 5-hitter, coming up. He's playing behind the plate. Tonight's been fighting for that spot with Trace Peterson. The first pitch to him is a fastball misses outside for ball 1. Surratt not a hitter for average so far. He was off to a very slow start this year, but he's getting back on track. 184 heading into today as that one's ripped down the right field line, and that one's going to drop fair for a base hit. He's going to round first and hold up there. 1 run comes around to score. Jared Grosguth touches home plate, and 2 more runs come around to score for the Flames, now up 4-0 here in the top of the first. Flames coming out firing here in the top half of the first inning, now up 4-0 over the Rome Generals, and still nobody out. And that'll bring up A.J. DiFilippo, the left fielder, with now a runner on first base in Jake Surratt. First pitch to him, a fastball misses outside for ball one. A.J. DeFilippo hitting close to 300, 286, but he's the biggest producer on this team. 18 runs batted in so far this season. Also got a pair of home runs to his name as well. 1-0 pitch, fastball misses high and inside. A real hitter's count here for DeFilippo. He's now ahead 2-0. McLean O'Connor waits on deck for the Onondaga Flames. The runner takes a lead off of first base. Glowing slightly, Simon deals the 2-0. A fastball in the dirt, protected from going to the backstop by Vasquez, and it's now 3-0 here on DeFilippo. DeFilippo, the powerful lefty hitter against the lefty Simon on the mound. 3-0. No green light and no swing, and well taken. Ball four, and A.J. DeFilippo walks over to first base, 2 on, with nobody out. Flames up 4-0, and now Rome General's head coach Cole Morozic is going out to talk with his pitcher. It's certainly not the inning that Simon was looking for so far, as there are now 4 runs scored this inning so far. So Simon certainly didn't want to come off to this start. Entered today with a 4.36 ERA. That's certain to go up after this outing. So far, only 1 of those runs is earned, but 4 have come around to score. And the Rome Generals are in a bad pickle here. And this is reflective of the trend of the Flames so far this season. They live and die by the big inning. And this seems to be the big inning, and it's coming very early for the Flames as Vasquez goes back behind home plate. Head coach Cole Morozic goes back to the dugout, and McLean O'Connor comes up for his first at-bat. O'Connor's only played a pair of games for the Flames so far after coming in late from UC Santa Barbara. His school got out late. He only left school on the 14th of this month, but then he had to go to his sibling's wedding. First pitch, he shows bunt, pulls back, but it's a strike anyway. So O'Connor behind in the count 0-1 with 2 runners on, nobody out, up 4-0 in the top of the first. Last summer, O'Connor was a firefighter back home in Nevada. However, this summer, his head coach said if he wanted to start next year, he had to play summer ball. As the 0-1 pitch catches the outside corner without a swing, and O'Connor behind in the count 0-2. So far, O'Connor 1 for 8 on the season in the 3 games he's played. But he's shown off that glove at shortstop quite a bit in his short time here. Simon deals the 0-2. Caught on and missed, and Simon, 7 batters into the inning, finally able to record an out as McLean O'Connor goes down swinging. And now Mike Stefan comes up, the 8-hitter for the Onondaga Flames, the switch hitter batting righty against the left-handed Kevin Simon. So it's Jake Surratt on second base, A.J. DeFilippo on first. 1 away here in the top of the first. A 4-0 Flames lead early on. First pitch, a fastball, catches the outer third of the plate. And quickly, Stefan behind the count 0-1. Stefan hitting below 200 so far this season. Hasn't had a lot of action lately, as that one's chopped on the ground, foul down the first baseline. And now an 0-2 count here to Stefan. The Flames still have 2 runners on base. They tend to leave a lot of runners on base, and very rarely do they leave a lot of runners on base and still manage to get the win. Only 1 game so far this season where they've left more than 10 runners on base and still came away with the win. Simon looking back at second. The 0-2 is a curveball cut on and missed. So back-to-back strikeouts here for Kevin Simon, and 2 away for the Flames as the 9-hitter Mike Ruggiero coming up. The Flames batting all the way through the order in the first.
Now batting, number 2, Mike Ruggiero.
Ruggiero, another guy who's starting to get a lot more action recently. After starting off slow, he pulled his hamstring in the first game of the season, ended up missing a week or maybe a little bit more, went home, got some rehab, and he's gotten back, still hasn't gotten that back into action, though, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that doesn't quite cut into the zone. Ruggiero ahead in the count, 1-0. Surratt still on second. DiFilippo still on first. Flames with a 4-0 lead in the top of the first. Simon looks back to second, deals the 1-0. Fastball catches the lower half of the plate, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike. The Wagner College product has played in 12 games, hitting 125 so far. Struck out 10 times in that span. 1-1 is driven between second and first, and that'll get into right for a base hit. Coming around to score is Jake Surratt. The throw home's going to get cut off by Simon near the mound, and that'll be another run here for the Flames in the top of the first inning. It's now a 5-0 lead. Jake Surratt comes around to score on that one. It's still first and second, but now the Flames have a 5-0 lead with 2 away in the top of the first. And back to the top of the order, the Flames bat around, and Mike Netzel comes up for his second at-bat of the inning. He singled to start this whole thing off in the first at-bat of this ballgame. Simon looks over to first. The first pitch to Netzel is a fastball, misses low and away, counts 1-0. Netzel came around to score on the Jared Grosguth play where he hit into a fielder's choice and there was a wild throw home. 5 runs this inning for the Flames, only one of them earned for Kevin Simon. That one's popped up behind home plate. That's going to be too far out of play for the catcher Alex Vasquez, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike. Not a lot of aggressive base running so far for head coach Mike Cordero on the base paths for the Flames, but he hasn't needed it. It's been the big bats providing 3 hits and 5 runs in just the first half of the first inning so far for this ball club. Runners finally go. That one's going to get ripped towards second base. Trouble fielding it for Donnie Stokes. He fires over to first and just gets in there ahead of the runner. And that will retire the side. Mike Netzel almost beat out another infield hit there as the rocket caught Donnie Stokes off guard. So 5 runs on 3 hits and 2 men left on base for the Flames heading into the bottom of the first. Flames up 5-0 here at Larry DeLutis Field. Heading into the bottom of the first inning, Flames out early in this one, leading 5-0 with Riley Glenn on the mound. The starting lineup here for the Rome Generals, batting first in left field is Matt Baker. Batting second in center is Steve Peters. Batting third, playing third base is Anthony Perino. Batting fourth and first base is Joe Bramante. Batting fifth at second base, Donnie Stokes. Batting sixth in right field is Kenny Michael. Batting seventh at short, Luis Atilis. Batting eighth, the DH, Patrick Kenny. And batting ninth, the catcher, Alex Vazquez. The first pitch here from Riley Glenn to the leadoff hitter, Matt Baker, is a strike on the inside corner. He's ahead of the count 0-1. And Riley Glenn off a rough start his last time out against Wellsville. 4 earned runs in 5 innings of work, a 5-4 loss that the Flames really wanted as the 0-1 pitch catches the outside corner this time. Both corners getting painted here, and the count's 0-2 here to Matt Baker. The 0-2 from Glenn, a foul back behind home plate just close to the press box, but it's able to get away from us, and the count's still 0-2. Matt Baker out of Wittenberg University in Springfield, Ohio. A very productive hitter so far this season for the Generals, hitting .328 entering today's contest. Another 0-2 is a high pitch that he can't lay off. Baker swings at the high cheddar and one away here early. A quick strikeout for Riley Glenn. Riley Glenn, the team leader in strikeouts, with that being his 25th of the season. And now that'll bring up Steven Peters, the center fielder. Peters out of City College of New York, native of Peekskill, just about an hour and a half north of the city. As that first pitch misses high and outside, counts 1-0 here to Peters. And Glenn's a guy that can work quickly if he's out there on the mound, and he's feeling it. And he's working quite quickly here out of the stretch entirely. The 1-0 pitch misses outside, and the count's 2-0 here to Peters. We've seen that from a couple of Flames pitchers this season. Garner Groen, in particular, operates strictly out of the stretch. And Riley Glenn looking to operate strictly out of the stretch today for the Flames. We haven't seen that from him yet this season, as he takes his step and pitches. The 2-0 pitch catches the outside corner, and a 2-1 count here to Steve Peters. So far, Peters probably one of the best hitters on this entire team, hitting .436 in 17 games for the Generals. The 2-1 pitch catches the inside corner. Again, painting the corners here closely is Riley Glenn, and it's a 2-2 count. Steve Peters gets set in the box, the lefty against the right-handed Glenn. The 2-2 is popped up down the left field line, but foul. Out of play near the Flames bullpen, shallow down the left field line, and the count stays at 2-2. Let's quickly give you the defensive alignment for the Onondaga Flames. Left to right in the outfield, A.J. DiFilippo, Adam Gordon, and Mike Netzel. Right to left in the infield, Mike Stefan, Mike Ruggiero, McLean O'Connor, and Brian Hart. And it's Jake Surratt behind the plate, catching for Glenn as the 2-2 pitch misses high, and the count's full at 3-2 here to Steve Peters. The second batter in this bottom of the first inning, Flames out to an early 5-0 lead. As the payoff is a fastball misses high and outside, ball 4, so the Generals able to get a base runner with one away, and that'll bring up the 3-hitter Anthony Perino, the third baseman, who is out of Daytona State College in Daytona Beach, Florida, which is a little far from home in Locust Valley, New York. Nevertheless, he's doing well here for the Rome Generals so far. .308 his batting average so far in this campaign. And so Steve Peters now taking a lead off of first base, and the righty Perino steps in against the righty Glenn. Glenn deals the first pitch, fastball misses low, a 1-0 count here early on to Anthony Perino. Perino, the .308 batting average, doesn't drive in a lot of runs though, only 3 RBIs so far this season. As that one's popped up, it's going to sky out into shallow right field, drifting into foul territory, and unfortunately Mike Netzel can't get over there, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1-1 count here to Anthony Perino, as Mike Ruggiero also made an effort for that one in shallow right field, but he couldn't quite get there either. So 1-1 count here to Perino. With Peters taking a lead off of first base, he goes. Zarok gets that one off of his legs, and it rolls away from him, and Perino takes that pitch for a ball, and Peters able to advance to second on the stolen base. So that'll be a wild pitch on Riley Glenn that allows Peters to advance. And still a 2-1 count here to Anthony Perino. Glenn steps off, and Peters forced to retreat back to second. Now Ruggiero, the second baseman, guarding closely over at second, keeping Peters close to the bag. For Peters, that's his 6th stolen base of the year. The 2-1 pitch, an off-speeder that catches the zone, and now an even 2-2 count here to Perino. It sometimes takes a little bit of time for Riley Glenn to find his mojo in any given game, but once he feels like he's in the groove, he just rides it out. He allowed 4 runs in the first inning of that Wellsville start, but then he didn't give up another run throughout his other 4 innings of work, as that pitch misses low and outside. Now full count again here to Anthony Perino. Back-to-back batters that have seen full counts against Riley Glenn. Perino steps back into the box, crowding home plate. Left side of the infield, playing back. Glenn looks back towards second. Ruggiero treats back to regular positioning, and time is called at the plate. And so a junk pitch thrown by Riley Glenn. Count's still going to be full at 3-2. And so everyone gets back into the defensive position. Ruggiero again guarding closely at second base. Perino steps back into the box yet again. Glenn set, looks back at second. The payoff pitch. Fastball cut on and missed. Perino got out in front of that pitch, and second strikeout and second out of the game for Riley Glenn here in the first inning. That brings out the cleanup hitter, Joe Bramante. Bramante out of the University of Maine, Orono, hitting .338 in 21 games this season. Only player on this general squad to play in every game so far. Bramante is also a big bat for driving in runs. 15 RBIs this season with a runner on second base here, as that first pitch from Glenn misses low and outside for ball 1. Flames still with a 5-0 lead here, but a runner in scoring positions for the Generals in the bottom of the first. And 2 away here. Steve Peters takes another lead off of second. Glenn looks back. Ruggiero retreats back to regular positioning at second base. The pitch. Fastball misses outside. And so now a 2-0 count here for Glenn. He's worked himself into rough counts so far, these last 2 batters. But he's been able to escape with a pair of strikeouts so far. Now up to 26 total on the season for Glenn. Glenn looks back at second. The 2-0 runner goes. Going to be a cold strike. Throw down to thirds. Not in time. Peters a stolen base. Stolen base clean this time for Steve Peters. And now a runner 90 feet away from scoring with 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Generals very close to getting their first run on the board and a 2-1 count here on Joe Bramante. The 2-1 to Bramante is ripped foul behind home plate over towards the parking lot. And it's an even 2-2 count here to the big man Bramante, standing at 6'4", 220 pounds. As I mentioned already, 15 RBIs so far this season, and the RBI just gets easier if he can get a ball to drop in the outfield. Glenn operating from the stretch, looks at third, the 2-2. Cut on and missed. Fastball upstairs, gets Joe Bramante this chase, and 3 strikeouts here for Riley Glenn to retire the bottom of the first inning. Runner left stranded on third for the Generals. Heading into the top of the second, the Flames still have a 5-0 lead. Back here for the top of the second inning here at Larry DeLutis Field. Flames with a 5-0 lead after bursting out for all 5 runs in the top half of the first inning. Also got 3 hits batted all the way around the order. Mike Netzel in his second at-bat of the inning grounded out to second, and so it'll be Adam Gordon leading off for the Flames this half inning. Simon back out there on the mound for his second inning of work. First pitch a fastball high, and the count's 1-0. Simon an imposing 6'5" on the mound, but not being able to find his spots as he's getting rocked so far this afternoon. Fastball misses high, a 2-0 count now here to Adam Gordon. Third baseman Perino playing close in. Gordon known to bunt as that one's ripped into right field. Giving chase to that one is Kenny Michael. He's going to rake an attempt for the catch, but he can't get his glove on it. Gordon's going to skate into second with a no-out double, and the Flames have a runner in scoring position in the first at-bat of the inning. So a quick extra base hit here for Adam Gordon to start this one off. He's known for his double ability. That's so far his 4th of the season. And now Brian Hart comes up for his second at-bat of this ball game. He walked his last time up, came around to score. Simon finally steps back on the mound after Brian Hart calls time. Gordon finally takes his lead off of second base. Again, known to be a base-stealing threat. He's got 3 recorded on the season so far. Simon looks back at second base. First pitch is going to get fouled back towards the press box, but it's going to miss right. And the count's 0-1. Five nothing here in the top half of the second inning. Flames burst out for all 5 runs in the first. And now for their second inning, nobody out, runner on second, Brian Hart in the box with an 0-1 count. The 0-1's grounded over to third, a bad glove backhand attempt by Perino. It rolls over to Atiles, but he can't make the throw over to first in time. And it's going to be an E5 on Perino, and Hart able to make it on base. Still nobody out in this inning for the Flames. Certainly not a great day for Anthony Perino so far. Strikeout batting and a pair of fielding errors so far for him. And now 2 men on with nobody out in the top of the second. Another tight situation for Kevin Simon on the mound as Jared Groskuth comes up for his second at-bat today. He grounded into a fielder's choice. His first time up, the fielder's choice was Anthony Perino's last error. He made a throw home that went wide, allowing other runs to score. Simon looks back, runners go. Fastball misses high and outside. The throw down to third to try to get Gordon is not in time. Gordon and Brian Hart both advance on stolen bases with nobody out. Now runners on second and third with nobody out here in the top of the second. The Flames asserting their dominance in the batter's box and on the base path so far with that double steal. Now the entire infield playing in here with 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out. Simon deals the 1-0. Fastball misses high and outside. It's now a 2-0 count here to Groskuth. From that fielder's choice, Groskuth is credited with 1 RBI on today. Brings his total on the season up to 8. 2-0 in the dirt near his feet. That won't make contact with his cleats, and that'll be a 3-0 count here to Groskuth. Simon in 1 ball away from walking the bases loaded in the top of the second as Jake Surratt wakes on deck. Simon from the stretch to 3-0. Check swing from Groskuth. He holds up, but it's a strike anyway, so a 3-1 count here to Groskuth with nobody out in the top of the second. Flames leading 5-0 with 2 runners in scoring position. The 3-1 from Simon. Fastball just catches the outside corner. Groskuth was getting ready to walk over to first, but instead it's a full 3-2 count. Simon definitely relieved after that pitch close to the outside corner is called a strike. And now he's back in this one. The payoff pitch from Simon is ripped right back up the middle, down for a base hit. Gorin comes in to score, giving a hustle down to home plate is Brian Hart, and he'll score a 2-run single for Jared Grosguth. This game is getting ugly fast, folks. It's 7-0 Flames in just the second inning. So now that's 7 runs that have gone scoring on Kevin Simon's watch. That's earned runs number 2 and 3 for him on the mound. And head coach Cole Moroza goes out and looks like his day is finally done. We'll tell you who's coming in for the Rome Generals when we come back here on Team Line. Back here in the top of the second inning, a pitching change made, actually a double switch for the Rome Generals, as it's now Joe Piscucci out on the mound for the Generals. He's a sophomore out of, a sophomore out of New England College, a native of Wayne, New Jersey, and a new third baseman for the Rome Generals as well. It's Thomas Diskin. He is a sophomore out of Bentley University out in Massachusetts. And so now Jared Grosguth takes his lead off first base with nobody out, up 7-0. Here in the top of the second, the first pitch to Jake Zarat is a ball, count 1-0. Last time up, Jake Zarat drove in 2 runs on a single to bring the lead up for the Flames to 4-0. He eventually came around to score as well. That one, a blooper that just gets over the glove of the leaping Donnie Stokes, gets in there for a base hit. So Donnie Stokes just can't get a grab of that one over by second. And now runners on first and second here with nobody out for the Flames. This game's still going aggressive here for the Flames, up 7-0. 6 hits now in their first 2 innings up to bat. And now A.J. DiFilippo will get his second crack at home plate. He walked his first time up, ended up getting to second base, but got stranded after Mike Netzel grounded out to end the top half of the first. So it'll be the lefty DiFilippo against the right-handed Piscucci. Piscucci deals and a fastball misses low. DiFilippo head of the count early 1-0. As the new third baseman over there, Thomas Diskin, is playing in close to the infield grass, anticipating a possible bunt. Knowing this Flames team, they love small ball. Even the most powerful hitter can be known to lay down a bunt. 1-0 fastball misses way outside. Vasquez still able to get a glove on that one. 2-0 here to DiFilippo. So double play depth here in the middle infield. First baseman playing back as there are 2 runners on. And Diskin playing close to the infield grass at third. That one's rolled foul down the first base line. And a 2-1 count. So still a 2-1 count here, DiFilippo. The pitch is going to get ripped down the left field line. That one's going to drop just foul over near the Flames bullpen. And an even 2-2 count here to DeFilippo with 2 on and nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Also, the final line score for Kevin Simon, who has just been replaced by Pascucci. 1+ innings of work, 5 hits, 7 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. DeFilippo finally stepping back into the box here, the lefty against the right-handed Joe Pascucci. Pascucci looks back to second, the 2-2 pitch. A breaking ball going to get chopped down the first base line, but go foul. And count stays at 2-2. Pascucci out here for his 5th game on the mound for the Rome Generals. So far this season, a 5.52 ERA, a 1-1 record entering this one. That one a breaking ball that doesn't quite cut into the zone. A full count here to A.J. DeFilippo. Going more in depth. So far 5 games, 1 start for Pascucci heading into today. 14.2 innings pitched. That one's grounded between first and second. That'll get through for a base hit. Coming around to score is Grosguth. As the right fielder muffs it, Michael can't get a grasp of it as he's trying to pick it up. So a runner advances to third. First and third, a run comes around to score. It's now an 8-0 Flames lead. So 8-0 now for the Flames, the lead. That run that scores is an earned run on Kevin Simon. So now his earned run total goes up to 3. And so McLean O'Connor up now for the Onondaga Flames. Last time up, struck out swinging, was the first of 2 strikeout victims for Kevin Simon. Pascucci deals. DeFilippo goes for second. No throw from Vasquez behind the plate. And DeFilippo makes it to second as a result of defensive indifference. So on the defensive indifference, that does not count as a stolen base, but still 2 runners in scoring position for the Flames, up 8-0 and still nobody out. The 1-0 fastball misses high and outside. It's now a 2-0 count here to McLean O'Connor. O'Connor played last season at UC Santa Barbara. Before that, played at Lassen College, a junior college back in his home near Nevada. As that one's a blooper just over the head of the first baseman, Bramante, and that'll get in for a base hit. 1 run scores. Coming in to throw that one is Michael, but he can't get it off before it's an obvious run for the Flames. 2 more runs come around to score for the Flames. They're now up 10-0 in the top of the second inning. Still nobody out. This game early on getting really out of hand for the Rome Generals. They're now down by 10 runs just the second inning. And nobody out in this inning. As a matter of fact, it'll be Mike Stefan after 2 more runs score on that single by McLean O'Connor. As that first pitch misses outside on the fastball for ball 1. Last time up, Stefan, a strikeout victim swinging. Another chance against a new pitcher here. The 1-0, a breaking pitch that gets into the dirt. And the count 2-0 now here to the lefty Stefan. Now working in the left-handed box against the right-handed Pascucci. He's a switch hitter, batted righty last time against the left-handed Kevin Simon. The 2-0 fastball just catches the zone on the outside corner. And a 2-1 count here to Mike Stefan. Double play opportunity is in this situation. That one gets ripped in the gap between right and center. That'll fall for a base hit. It'll be extra bases for Mike Stefan. He's rounding first, going to second. McLean O'Connor holds up at third base, and it's a no-out double. So now runners on second and third. 2 more possible runs for the Flames when it seems like they can't score any more than they already have. Still nobody away in the top half of the second inning. It'll be Mike Ruggiero now, the number 9 hitter. That's a hit for Mike Stefan, a double, as a matter of fact. That one, his first extra base hit of the season. And then Mike Ruggiero with another chance here. He singled his last time up, bringing in Jake Surratt. First pitch gets ripped into right field. Drifting under that one will be Kenny Michael. He'll make the catch. Tagging from third is McLean O'Connor. The throw home is not in time. McLean O'Connor scores standing. And Mike Stefan advances to third. It'll be a runner on third. They finally recorded an out, the Generals do, but another run comes to score. It's 11-0 Flames here in the top of the second. So a sac fly for Mike Ruggiero. And if it feels like this game can't get any more out of hand, Stefan does it there while also managing to record an out. So Mike Netzel back up for his third at-bat in 2 innings. He's 1 for 2 so far, a single in the first, and a ground out to second also in the first. A curveball first pitch doesn't quite break into the zone. Just barely misses the front shoulder of Mike Stefan. It's 1-0. So Mike Stefan leads off of third base. The entire infield playing in here for the Generals. The 1-0 pitch, cut on and miss. Netzel can't get a piece of that fastball. Counts evened up at a ball and a strike. 1-1 count here on Mike Netzel as the runner leads off third base. The 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball that just misses low, and it counts 2 balls and 1 strike. As Flames owner Wayne Walker has finally entered the building. Wayne Walker, the owner of the Onondaga Flames, makes the trip to every road game he possibly can. The 2-1 pitch misses inside, almost clips Mike Netzel on the front shoulder, and now a 3-1 count. Credit to Wayne Walker for going to every road game he possibly can. Makes it to see his team up 11-0 upon his arrival. A excuse me swing from Mike Netzel, but it catches a piece of the ball, and it gets fouled over towards the Generals' dugout. So now a full count here to Mike Netzel with 1 away and a runner on third base. Flames owning an 11-run lead. Pascucci getting ready. The payoff pitch misses low and away in the dirt for ball 4. So Mike Netzel gets on base for the second time today. And that's now going to bring up Adam Gordon. So now runners on first and third for Adam Gordon. Gordon has reached base in both of his plate appearances. First time up, got hit by a pitch square in the back. Second time up, ripped a double earlier this inning as a matter of fact. So now the Flames have batted around. Gordon also picked up his 4th stolen base when he was on the base paths after that double. And a first and third situation here for the Generals on defense as Alex Vasquez goes out to give signs indicating the defensive planning in the event of a steal by Mike Netzel on first base. Netzel on first and Stefan off of third. The first pitch, a fastball, misses outside, counts 1-0 here to Adam Gordon. Gordon, a left-handed hitter against the righty Pascucci, but no defensive shift here, as the primary goal is to keep that runner on third from scoring the 1-0. That one gets ripped between second and first. That gap's wide open today. That one drops in for a base hit, and Mike Stefan comes around to score another run for the Onondaga Flames. This is getting ridiculous now. It's 12-0 Onondaga, still in the top of the second inning with only 1 away. So it's now Netzel on second base and Gordon on first for Brian Hart, who has also reached base in both of his plate appearances today. Earlier this inning, he reached on an error by then third baseman Anthony Perino. As that first pitch is in the dirt, and Vasquez able to keep it in front of him and prevent Mike Netzel from advancing to third. So it's a 1-0 count here to Brian Hart. This becoming a very long inning and a very long game here at Larry DeLutis Field as the sun starts to set behind us in the press box. The 1-0 gets chopped over to short. Atilis with a chance to turn 2. Flips it over to Stokes for 1. On to first. Gets there in time for the double play. So Generals finally able to get out of this 7-run inning for the Flames. Flames owning, though, a 12-0 lead heading into the bottom of the second. Back in the bottom of the second inning, and sometimes as a pitcher you like to have a little bit of cushion, and Riley Glenn getting plenty of that tonight. Flames out to a 12-0 lead after 2 innings of this one. And Glenn back out for his second inning on the mound finally after an inning that seemed to last forever. The first pitch fastball to Donnie Stokes misses up and in for ball 1. Donnie Stokes playing second base tonight out of Central Alabama Community College. As the 1-0 pitch, another fastball just misses outside, count 2-0. Riley Glenn looking to find his control here. Stokes in his first at-bat heads in today batting .375. The 2-0, a fastball misses outside, count 3-0. Stokes heading in here .375, native of Pascagoula, Mississippi. The 3-0 fastball catches the inside corner, and finally a strike here on Donnie Stokes. So now a 3-1 count here to Donnie Stokes, the second baseman, in his first at-bat of this ball game. That pitch gets fouled back behind home plate into the parking lot. And the Flames bullpen getting really excited here. 3-2 full count here on Donnie Stokes for Riley Glenn. Chance for his fourth strikeout, but that one's going to get chopped on a one hop over to second base where Mike Ruggiero fields it and shoots it over to first for out number 1. Not a quick first out, but an easy first out for the Flames as that brings up the right fielder, Kenny Michael. Michael, the right fielder, heads into today batting .293. Michael, a right fielder out of University of Massachusetts at Dartmouth. First pitch gets fouled in the dirt off of his shin. So Michael's going to walk that one off, and it's strike 1. Michael's driven in 8 runs so far this season, but no one on the base paths to bring in. No home runs, but a good amount of doubles so far this season. He has 5 to his name. As that pitch misses outside, counts evened up at a ball and a strike. Glenn again working exclusively out of the stretch today. He deals the 1-1, a breaking pitch that doesn't quite break back into the zone. That misses high. And so a 2-1 count here to Kenny Michael. Kenny Michael's had a couple of rough moments out there in right field when he's tried to pick up balls that are hit to him. He just can't quite get a hand on it, and so runners come around to score easier when a good throw could have gunned them down. The 2-1 gets chopped foul back into the catcher's glove, and an even 2-2 count. Luis Atiles, the shortstop, waits on deck for the Rome Generals. The 2-2 breaking pitch from Riley Glenn misses high and outside. That one more of a sweeping curveball that doesn't quite break down the way he wants to. So a full count here for Riley Glenn here to Kenny Michael. This is not the first time today that Riley Glenn has been worked into a full count, but so far he's been able to escape scot-free with the exception of his second batter being Steven Peters, but he doesn't get away with it here as the 3-2 fastball misses high and inside for ball 4. So finally a base runner here for the Rome Generals with 1 away, and that brings Luis Atiles. Atiles, a native of Dorchester, Massachusetts, attends New England College. Atiles turned that 6-4-3 double play to end last inning. Glenn deals the first pitch, a fastball catches the outer third, and Glenn ahead in the count on this batter, 0-1. Atiles heading .280 entering today's contest. Got a pair of home runs and 8 RBIs to his name. As that pitch misses outside, counts evened up at a ball and a strike. So Michael takes a lead off of first base. A very short one. He's only got a pair of stolen bases so far. The 1-1 gets fouled back towards the fence behind home plate. A 1-2 count here to Luis Atiles.
Man on first is Kenny Michael. He does have 2 stolen bases on the season. He's been caught stealing once. Unlikely he'll be going.
Infield in normal positioning, with the middle infielders shifting slightly closer to second in case of the double play opportunity. A breaking pitch on 1-2 gets Luis Atiles swinging. So 2 outs here for the Onondaga Flames, the 4th strikeout of the night for Riley Glenn, and that brings up the designated hitter, Patrick Kenny.
Number 18, Patrick Kenny.
4 strikeouts to 2 walks. Still no hits for him.
Kenny so far this season hitting .297 coming into this one. With a run on first base, he's driven in 5 runs so far this season. The first pitch fastball is a strike swinging. Kenny can't get around on that one, so 0-1 here to Kenny with 2 away.
2 outs. The man on first is Michael. 2 stolen bases on the season for him.
Kenny Michael takes a lead off of first base. The 0-1, a fastball misses outside, so the count evens up at a ball and a strike.
Glenn pretty much dead here. It was starting right to left field as we started our ball game. Still warm.
Glenn working exclusive from the stretch on the mound, looks over to first. The 1-1, a strike. Kenny does not give chase on the fastball that just catches the lower third, and Kenny behind in the count 1-2. Michael again takes a short lead off of first, doesn't look like too much of a threat to steal. The 1-2 fastball misses just outside, and Glenn now the count evens up 2-2.
Cardinals gonna need to string some hits and runs to try and claw their way back in this one. They trail the Flames.
Trailing by 12 runs, the strategy's got to be clawing back just inch by inch. The Flames have done it a couple of times this season as the 2-2 pitch gets fouled back on the ground towards the backstop. Count stays at 2-2, and the Generals, like the Flames, need to take the model of just getting back 1 run at a time. The Flames have done it multiple times this season, notably against the Saltcats, where they mounted a major comeback, getting runs in multiple consecutive innings, and including another one where they scored 2 3-run innings back-to-back, as that 2-2 pitch is a swinging strikeout for Patrick Kenny. So 5th strikeout of the night for Riley Glenn. That retires the side. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base. At the end of 2 innings of play, the Flames heading into this top of the 3rd inning with a 12-0 lead. Back in the top of the 3rd inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York, the Flames nursing a 12-run lead after 2 innings at the plate and 2 innings in the field. The first pitch to Jarrett Groskuth is a fastball that just catches the lower third. He's behind in the count 0-1. Groskuth so far has reached base in both of his plate appearances, reached on a fielder's choice that brought in 2 runs in the first inning, and in the second inning he reached on a single coming around to score. The 0-1 pitch is skied into shallow right center field. Giving chase is Donnie Stokes. He backtracks on that and makes the catch as both Steve Peters and Kenny Michael converge in from right and center fields respectively. So now 1 away here, a quick first out, not very often coming for the Generals so far today, as that brings up Jake Surratt, the catcher, who is 2 for 2 on the day, a pair of singles, and plenty of RBIs to his name as well. First pitch to Surratt, a fastball just misses inside, count 1-0. Surratt came into today hitting well below 200, but he's likely back above that threshold now and has a lot more RBIs to his name after this one. A curveball that breaks straight 11-5, cutting from near Surratt's head right over the middle. so the count evens up at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 pitch to Zarat. A fastball just misses his head. Zarat has to duck out of the way of that one. And the count's 2-1. Joe Piscucci, who came in the last inning, is back out there on the mound for the Rome Generals. And he deals the 2-1 to Zarat. A fastball inside almost clips Zarat on the front shoulder. Looked like that may have just gotten a piece of his jersey, but not enough to cause a disturbance. So 3-1 here to Zarat with one away here in the top of the third. This might be the first quick inning for the Generals, as that pitch is a fastball cold strike down the middle. So a full count here to Zarat with one away here in the top of the third. Flames nursing a 12-0 lead. And getting the Flames down quickly here would be good for the Generals to try to get back in this one. But that one gets skied into right center field. Drifting under that one is Michael. He'll make the catch after skying to his right. And two away here for A.J. DiFilippo. So a chance for a 1-2-3 inning here for the Generals. That brings up A.J. DiFilippo. DiFilippo so far 1 for 1. A single in the second inning. Reached on a walk back in the first. DiFilippo, the lefty, standing in the right-hander Piscucci. A breaking pitch doesn't quite break into the zone. A 1-0 count here to DiFilippo. Third baseman Thomas Diskin playing close in at third base, anticipating a bunt even with two away as the 1-0 pitch, a fastball missing outside. Count now 2-0. The 2-0. Fastball misses high and outside. A 3-0 count here to A.J. DiFilippo. 3-0 count here on DiFilippo in the top of the third inning. Two away. Flames up 12-0. McLean O'Connor waiting on deck. The pitch. Fastball catches the top third of the plate. And now a first strike here to DiFilippo. It's a 3-1 count. The 3-1 to DiFilippo. Fastball just catches the outside corner, so a full 3-2 count here to DiFilippo with two away. Piscucci a chance to knock down the Flames. 1-2-3, the payoff. Gets driven foul behind home plate towards the backstop. And the count stays full at 3-2. DiFilippo lives to see another at-bat, and this will be the 7th pitch of this at-bat alone for Piscucci. The payoff. Gets driven deep into right center field, but that one's going to die out due to the wind. Michael drifts to his left, and he makes the catch in right center field for the final out of the inning. The Flames finally go down easy for the Road Generals. 1-2-3. Heading into the bottom of the third, the Flames are up 12-0. Heading to the bottom of the third inning now here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. Flames have a 12-0 lead, and if we just stuck to the action tonight, it would be very boring for the fans because obviously it's fun to keep along with storylines throughout the game. So far, Riley Glenn has 5 strikeouts through 2 innings of work, and facing the 9-hitter Alex Vasquez here, the first pitch is a strike. Alex Vasquez takes that one on the lower third of the plate, count 0-1. Glenn working quickly here. He deals the 0-1 fastball. That one catches the outside corner. A tendency for Glenn so far, go inside, outside, get 2 quick strikes here on the hitters. So an 0-2 count here for Vasquez to lead off this inning. And Glenn working fast yet again, the 0-2 pitch. A breaking ball chopped over the head of Glenn on the pitcher's mound, fielded by Ruggiero. He shoots it over to first quickly, and he's able to get it in there for the out. Just barely able to beat out Vasquez, possibly by only a half a step or less. And one away here in the top of the third for the Flames, and that brings up Matt Baker to be the top of the order. First time up, Matt Baker struck out swinging. Baker, one of the 5 strikeout victims for Riley Glenn so far. The field is pretty normal positioning. No one on base, one away here in the top of the third. 12-0, the Flames lead. And Baker getting set for his second at-bat. The first pitch, a fastball cut on and fouled back into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. A lot of prolific hitters on this Rome Generals team, but none seem to be getting a piece of the ball today, as that breaking pitch misses high, counts 1-1. Matt Baker in particular entering today's contest, hitting .338. The 1-1 fastball misses outside, a 2-1 count here to Matt Baker. Baker, .338, 12 RBIs, 5 doubles to his name, but not even able to make contact here so far, the 2-1. It finally gets contact, but it's popped up behind home plate. Foul over in front of the press box, but there's a net protecting the fans in the bleachers here in front of us, and it's a 2-2 count. Adam Gordon out in the center field, giving some encouragement to Riley Glenn out there on the mound. And the Flames known to be a very supportive bunch as Glenn deals the 2-2 curveball. That one's skied high into left field. Taking a few steps back is DiFilippo. He'll get under that one and make the catch for out number 2. So 2-away here in the top of the third. That'll bring up the 2-hitter Steve Peters. He's one of only 2 batters for the Rome Generals to reach base so far. A walk back in the second inning. He advanced on a wild pitch and then stole a base outright to get to third base, but then both Anthony Perino and Joe Bramante struck out to end the first inning, and he was left stranded at third. First pitch to Peters is a breaking pitch that doesn't quite catch the zone. The count's 1-0. Riley Glenn working quickly again, the 1-0. Fastball misses high and outside, so 2 balls and no strikes here on Steve Peters. Peters a lefty, so the infield shifted ever so slightly to the right. But strangely enough, Adam Gordon shifted out towards left field a little more than right, as the 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed. So now 2 balls and a strike here to Steve Peters. The 2-1. Breaking pitch misses near the dirt. Doesn't quite catch the dirt. Zarat able to glove that one. But it's a 3-1 count here to Steve Peters. The chance for him to reach base for the second time today. 3-1. Fastball just catches the lower third. Just barely catches the bottom half of the plate. And it's a full 3-2 count here to Peters. And Glenn with the chance to get the final out of this inning here. Riley Glenn deals the payoff pitch. Cut on and missed by Steve Peters. He gets out in front of the breaking ball, and that will retire the side. The Rome Generals again go down 1-2-3, and now heading into the bottom of the third inning, the Flames, rather heading into the top of the fourth inning, the Flames have a 12-0 lead. Top of the fourth inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. Flames still have a 12-0 lead. Both the top and bottom half of the third went down 1-2-3. McLean O'Connor leading off. A check swing causes him to go around. And an 0-1 count here early on for McLean O'Connor. O'Connor 1 for 2 so far. He's singled his last time up. And now he is up to chance for his second hit. He rips that one down the left field line. Giving chase out there is Matt Baker, but that one hops the wall. McLean O'Connor makes it into second base with a stand-up double to lead off the top of the fourth. So that's a second hit of the night for McLean O'Connor. He's now halfway to the cycle here. And now that'll bring up Mike Stefan. Mike Stefan, 1 for 2 as well. Doubled his last time up and struck out back in the first inning. O'Connor leads off second. The first pitch to Stefan misses in the dirt. And the count's 1-0. Stefan, the switch hitter, batting in the left-handed box, still facing the right-handed Piscucci, who's out for his third inning of work. Piscucci looks back to second, throws a breaking ball that misses in the dirt yet again. A 2-0 count here to Stefan. So now McLean O'Connor on second base. Nobody out in the top of the fourth. Flames still have a 12-0 lead after putting up a 5 spot in the first and scoring 7 in the second. Piscucci again looking back at second base. The 2-0 fastball gets grounded softly over to first base. Bramante will take it to the back himself for the easy out, and McLean O'Connor advances to third. So now a runner on third base, 90 feet away from scoring for the Flames with only 1 away here in the top of the fourth. And now after the 3 unassisted, that'll bring up Mike Ruggiero, who is 1 for 1 today. He had a single back in the first inning and drove in a run on the sacrifice fly back in inning number 2. Piscucci deals first pitch is a fastball in the dirt. Vasquez able to keep that one in front of him, prevent O'Connor from scoring over there at third. Now a 1-0 count. The entire infield playing in here as they're trying to protect the Flames from putting on another run, adding to this already existing 12-run lead. The 1-0, driven back into center field, giving chase running in is Steve Peters. He makes the catch and guns one home, and that'll keep McLean O'Connor at third base on the hard throw. So 2 away here in the top of the fourth, and Mike Netzel comes up with a chance to drive in the runner on third for the Flames. Mike Netzel so far 1 for 2 on this evening. He has a single back in the first, a ground out to second, also back in the first, and back in the second inning, he reached on a walk. So McLean O'Connor again leading off of third base, 90 feet from scoring. 2 away here. The first pitch curveball finds the middle of the plate for strike 1. It's been a long day for Joe Piscucci out there on the mound. Even though he didn't start this one, he's throwing to some first pitch curveballs, which is unusual for a lot of pitchers, and he goes with another curveball that catches the zone. So now Netzel behind in the count, 0-2. Seems like Piscucci's finally figuring out that his curveball is working for him. His fastball hasn't been his best friend so far. The 0-2 curveball gets grounded foul just past the third base bag. Netzel got good wood on that curveball. The third curveball in a row for Piscucci out there on the mound. But that one goes foul and needs to straight that one out there at home plate. So now an 0-2 count here with the runner leading off of third. The pitch that plunks Mike Netzel on the front shoulder, and he reaches base for the third time today. So that's now runners on first and third with 2 away here for the Onondaga Flames, and that will bring up the center fielder, Adam Gordon. And Gordon is perfect for reaching the base path so far. He's halfway to the cycle with a single and a double. He also reached on a hit by pitch back in the first inning.
Now batting for the Flames, number 22, Adam Gordon.
So now a first and third situation here with 2 away. Alex Vasquez steps out in front of home plate to give his infield the signal as to what the defensive alignment will be if Mike Netzel on first decides to steal second base. Netzel's on first, and McLean O'Connor is on third base with 2 away in the top of the fourth. Flames with a 12-0 lead. The first pitch fastball to Adam Gordon is a called strike, and the count's 0-1. The entire infield was playing in for Mike Netzel, and now with 2 away and a force-out opportunity, everyone's back to normal depth. A curveball from Pascucci doesn't quite catch the outside corner, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Pascucci trying to get out of this inning without allowing any more damage after the Flames have a 12-run lead. That one gets lined into center field, and it falls in front of Steve Peters for a base hit. McLean O'Connor comes around to score. Mike Netzel advances to second. It's an RBI single here for Adam Gordon. And just like that, the Flames now lead 13-0. Well, there's 2 away, but just when you think it couldn't get any worse for the Generals, the Flames put up another run in the top of the 4th, now leading 13-0. Have 2 runners on base with 2 away for Brian Hart. If they're looking for a saving grace, last time up, Brian Hart grounded into a double play to end a very long second inning. And that first pitch gets skied high into shallow center field. Drifting under that one is Steve Peters, and he'll make the catch for out number 3 as the Flames strand 2 on base, but bring another round around to score. Heading into the bottom of the 4th, the Flames lead 13-0 here in Rome. Bottom of the 4th inning now here at Larry DeLuda's Field here in Rome, New York. Flames now have a 13-0 lead after putting another crooked runner on the scoreboard in the top half of the inning. Riley Glenn now coming out for his 4th inning of work as head coach Mike Cordero comes out to talk with the home plate umpire, and it looks like he's going to announce some defensive changes. Looks like Casey Kretsch has come in to the game at third base. And we don't know exactly what the defensive changes are here, as we're looking from a very far away distance, and I'll try to get them for you as soon as I possibly can. So all we know so far is Casey Kretsch is in at third base for Brian Hart. And now a 13-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Riley Glenn starting his 4th inning of work. First pitch fastball misses low, and the count's 1-0. So let's have a little game. Let's see if we can point out who the defensive replacements are. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball missing outside, count 2-0. Jake Surratt's still behind the plate. Mike Stefan's still at first base. So let's see what else we can look for here. Outfielders too far away to see their numbers, but I know Adam Gordon's still in center. The 2-0 pitch is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for strike 1. Mike Netzel is no longer in right field. That may be Ernie Geraci. I cannot confirm that from this distance. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball in the dirt, count 3-1. So far, let's go through what we can rule out. We know that Kretsch is in at third. Mike Stefan's still at first. Jake Surratt's still behind the plate as he catches ball 4 from Riley Glenn. So another base runner here for the Rome Generals.
Now batting for the Generals, number 55, Joe Bramante.
Bramante, his first time up, struck out swinging. As we're going to continue this game here. First pitch from Glenn gets driven into right field. Drifting back is maybe Ernie Girachi, and he makes the catch for out number 1. All we know is it's not Mike Netzel. Mike Netzel is no longer in the game in right field. We cannot confirm who is out in right field.
Netzel has been taken out of right field. We don't know who the new right fielder is, but he makes the catch.
Now batting
By my best guess, that's Ernie Girachi, but I cannot confirm that. But now 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that brings up Donnie Stokes for his second at-bat. First time up, he grounded to second. As that first pitch, a fastball taken for strike 1.
Called strike on fastball, I should say. Stokes grounded two
So it's no longer
first time up in the second.
0-1 pitch, misses outside, count 1-1. It's no longer Mike Ruggiero at second base. That's another one I can rule out. There are 2 digits on that jersey, and Mike Ruggiero is number 2.
Another change seems to be made at second base. We had a feeling this could happen. It's 13-0.
The 1-1 fastball misses high, and the count's now 2-1. In a blowout like this, there are a lot of substitutions. It could be a mess for the scorekeepers. I can now definitely confirm it's Ernie Girachi out in right field. I've been able to see a clear 1-9 out there in right. The 2-1 fastball is a called strike, just catching the lower third, and it's an even 2-2 here on Donnie Stokes with 1 away and a runner on first here in the bottom of the 4th inning with the Flames nursing a 13-run lead. The breaking ball just misses, actually catches the outside corner, a very late strike call from the home plate umpire, and so Donnie Stokes goes down looking, the 6th strikeout of the evening for Riley Glenn on the mound, and that'll bring up Kenny Michael with 2 away.
They'll bring up Kenny Michael, the right fielder, with 2 away.
As the first pitch to Kenny Michael is a ball count 1-0. The scorer here has better eyes than I do and is able to point out that it's Reed Gibbs at second base here for the Onondaga Flames. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball cut on and missed by Michael, and it's an even 1-1 count.
So the new right fielder, Ernie Girachi, and the new second baseman is number 27, Reed Gibbs. We just got that.
The 1-1, that one misses low in the dirt, counts now 2-1 here to Kenny Michael.
On Kenny Michael, the right fielder from the Generals.
We apologize. This is a little bit of a mess. There are a lot of substitutions in games where it's a massive blowout, especially this early. As it seems like at least half the lineup has come out of this ball game. As the 2-1 pitch misses in the dirt near Kenny Michael's feet, it's now 3-1.
On deck is Louis Atiles for the Generals.
It is possible that Ruggiero may have just shifted over to shortstop. I cannot confirm that from my line of sight, but that seems to be the case. 3-1 fastball to Michael, ball 4, so another runner on base this inning for the Rome Generals with 2 away, and that brings up Luis Atiles, who struck out swinging his last time up.
now batting for the Generals.
So Mike Ruggiero has a distinctive tattoo on his right forearm, and I can finally see it from this distance, so Mike Ruggiero just shifted over to shortstop among this defensive replacements, and Reed Gibbs took his place at second base. First pitch is caught on and missed by Atiles for strike 1. 0-1 count here with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. Flames with a 13-0 lead.
Fix that. First pitch to
Glenn looks back at second base. Gibbs retreats back to his normal position as Glenn steps off.
second, 2 outs.
This is still becoming a little bit of a game to see who's where. But we figured out most of it. The only mystery remaining is who's in left field. The 0-1 pitch foul back towards the parking lot, and it's an 0-2 count here with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th inning to Luis Atiles. My broadcast partner Eric Moon has binoculars with him, but he's not here tonight, so I'm sort of left to kind of squint and see what I can see out there in the field.
The 0-2, there's time called by a
Time is called before the 0-2 pitch by Riley Glenn. We'll get another chance to survey the field. It very may well still be A.J. DiFilippo out there and right. I think it actually probably is, but I can't confirm that until I see him run in and know for sure. The 0-2 here to Atiles is grounded softly over to second base. Gibbs fields that on the run, shoots it over to first quickly for the final out of the inning. The Flames able to get another no-hit inning out of the Rome Generals. Heading into the top of the 5th inning, the Flames have a 13-0 lead. Back in the top of the 5th inning here at Larry DeLutis Field. The first pitch to Jared Groskuth is grounded softly right down the line over to first base, where Chris DiGiacomo is now in the game at first. And a quick out number 1 here for the Flames. That will bring up Jake Zarat. We have to play another little game of defensive replacement tag to try to see who has come in. As in a game that's so far out of reach like this one, there are a lot of substitutions. What we do know is that Chris DiGiacomo is now in at first base for Joe Bramante. And now in at second base for Johnny Stokes is Rob McGinnis. The first pitch to Jake Zarat from Pascucci is a strike on the outside corner. And Zarat behind the count 0-1. McGinnis not listed on the roster in any capacity, just came into this ball club last week. Fastball misses in the dirt, a 1-1 count here to Jake Zarat. His first time up, Zarat singled. Second time up, he singled. Third time up, he popped out to second base. The 1-1, a fastball that Vasquez can't quite get his glove around, and it's a 2-1 count. So Zarat 2 for 3, up for his 4th at-bat here. He's driven in a few runs so far today after struggling early this season, the 2-1. Fastball misses outside, a 3 balls and a strike here to Jake Zarat. So again, what we can confirm is that Chris DiGiacomo is in at first base. Rob McGinnis is in at second. Behind the plate is still Alex Vasquez. Still at third is Thomas Diskin. And Jake Zarat grounds one right back to the pitcher, and he'll get retired for out number 2. And so now with 2 away, that brings up A.J. DiFilippo for his 4th at-bat. So we're still able to confirm that he's in the game, and he was in the game in left field. Left field was a bit of an uncertainty last inning. He was situated very far back there, but we can confirm it is now him. First pitch misses high. 1-0 count here. DiFilippo with 2 away in the top of the 5th, with the Flames nursing a 13-0 lead. 1-0 fastball misses high near his chin. And the count's 2 balls and no strikes. The infield shifted to the right for the left-handed hitting DiFilippo, as McGinnis is now shifted closer to the first baseline at second base. The 2-0 pitch catches the lower outside corner. And 2-1 here on DiFilippo with 2 away. So there's a shift in the infield, but no shift in the outfield. Everyone just pretty far back and no doubles defense. The 2-1 is popped up high into the infield, drifting into foul territory is the third baseman Thomas Diskin, and he makes the catch for the final out of the top of the 5th inning. The Flames go down 1-2-3, heading into the bottom of the 5th. Flames still up 13-0 here at Larry DeLutis Field. Bottom of the fifth inning here at Larry DeLutis Field here in Rome, New York. As the Generals are trailing 13 runs, and we're still trying to figure out who has come into the ball game.
Here's number 18, Patrick Kenny leading off.
Patrick Kenny leading off this inning for the Generals. First pitch is taken low for a ball.
To Patrick Kenny, who struck out swinging his first time up in the second. We're in the bottom of the fifth. It's 13-0.
Riley Glenn out for his fifth inning of work. The 1-0 fastball misses high, and the count is 2-0. Casey Crutch, the third baseman, playing in close to the grass down the third baseline. Infield shifted slightly to the right for the left-handed hitting Kenny as the 2-0 pitch misses inside. Now 3 balls and no strikes to Patrick Kenny.
Could be the fifth walk for Glenn. On deck is Alex Vasquez, the catcher.
The catcher Alex Vasquez waits on deck. Patrick Kenny struck out his first time up, and the 3-0 pitch is taken on the inside corner for strike one.
The count is now 3-1.
Glenn so far today, 6 strikeouts, 4 innings of no-hit ball. The 3-1 pitch is fouled back down the third base line over near the batting cage in foul territory, out of play. And the count's full at 3-2 for Riley Glenn. Glenn gets set, working exclusively from the stretch. No one on the 3-2. That one a blooper into left field, but DiFilippo will range under that one after drifting to his right, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Generals.
One away here, that brings up Alex Vasquez. He grounded out to second his first time up. He's been the catcher, being a real trooper, sticking behind the plate for those 2 monster innings in which the Generals allowed 5 and 7 runs respectively. Glenn now getting ready and deals the first pitch to Vasquez. A fastball catches the outside corner for strike one. Glenn with 6 strikeouts today, now up to 30 on the season. The 0-1. Fastball just misses inside, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike.
I would assume we might see Sean Tyler or Woody Woodruff maybe later in this game where it's 13-0.
So since Alex Vasquez has been a real trooper behind home plate, sticking out those long innings, it's very likely we'll see a defensive replacement back there, and someone will take his place. The 1-1, a fastball missing low and away, count 2-1. Riley Glenn gets set, infield in normal depth with 1 away, no one on. The 2-1 foul back straight to the netting behind home plate, and an even 2-2 count here to Vasquez. There's only been 1 inning in the 4 complete innings that the Generals have batted through so far, where they have gone down 1-2-3, but they have never gone more than 4 batters in a single inning. As the 2-2 is chopped on the ground, easy towards Stefan at first base. He takes it to the bag himself for out number 2. So now 2 away. That brings the top of the order up in Matt Baker, who is actually still in the game. We've played a little bit of tag, but it looks like there haven't been nearly as many substitutions for the Generals as there have been for the Flames in the last inning or so. So 2 away here for Baker. Nobody on base. Flames still with a 13-0 lead. And the Generals looking to chip away at it. The first pitch, a breaking ball, misses high for ball 1. Glenn again with no one on, working exclusively from the stretch with nobody on base. 1-0, breaking ball again, doesn't quite break into the zone. So 2 balls and no strikes here on Matt Baker, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out his first time up and flew out to left in the 3rd inning. The 2-0, fastball cut on and missed. Pitch looked like it was a little high out of the zone, but Baker gave chase and the count's 2-1. Gordon in center field shifted just a little bit towards left field. He's repositioning himself straight up the middle now. That one grounded right up the middle, and it'll get through for a base hit. So in the 5th inning, Riley Glenn's no-hitter dies, and the Generals have their first hit of the ball game. It's now a runner on first base with 2 away for number 23, Steve Peters.
Now batting for the Generals, the center fielder, number 23.
It took a very long time for the Generals to finally make contact that could drop or get through the infield, But they finally do it with 2 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. So now Baker leading off of first base and 2 away. That one gets skied high down the left field line into foul territory. DeFilippo giving chase. That one just escapes into the bullpen. May have hit a Flames pitcher sitting on the bench there, but it looks like no one's actually hurt. Everyone's okay, and the count's 0-1. That Flames bullpen not really active. No one's warming up in there, and they're having fun today. They were talking to me before the game, and they were saying how a lot of them are going to try for a complete sit. The 0-2 is inside, and the count's 1-2. What? Correction, my bad. I had miscounted the count. It's 1-1. As Matt Baker leads off of first base with 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. Generals trying to put their first one on the board, and a grounder gets between first and second. Gibbs dives for it in shallow right field, but he can't corral it, so it'll be another hit. Back-to-back hits for the Generals with 2 away in the 5th. And now a runner in scoring position again for the Generals. Only the second time that's happened today for this ball club with 2 away, and that brings up Thomas Diskin. Diskin in for his second at-bat. He actually walked his first at-bat, so no recorded at-bat there. It's his second plate appearance. He's 0 for 0 on the day. As Matt Baker leads off of second base, Steve Peters leads off of first. The first pitch fastball right over the middle is a strike, and the count's 0-1. Reed Gibbs guarding closely at second base, preventing Matt Baker from trying to steal. Glenn looks back, the 0-1. Fastball misses high, about eye level, and the count's 1-1. The Generals with a chance here with a runner in scoring position and 2 away to get a run across for the first time this afternoon. 1-1 fastball just catches the outside corner of the plate, and a 1-2 count here for Thomas Diskin. Diskin now behind the count, 1-2. Glenn looking for his 7th strikeout of the ball game. He steps off as the runners retreat back to their bags. Matt Baker again takes his lead off of second base. Steve Peters again takes his lead off of first. With 2 runners on, Stefan's not covering first base. Glenn deals the 1-2. That fastball misses high, about chin level with Thomas Diskin, and a 2-2 count here. Gibbs guarding second base closely where Matt Baker has a big lead, the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball driven into right field. That drops foul about 5 feet right of the foul line. And so a huge opportunity that just doesn't quite pan out for the Generals. It's still 2-2. No defensive positioning except for the middle infield, guarding Matt Baker taking a big lead off of second base. A 2-2 count with 2 away, 2 on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Generals are trailing by 13 runs, looking to put up a crooked number for the first time this evening. The 2-2, a fastball misses high and outside. The count's now full at 3-2, and Riley Glenn's been in quite a few full counts so far this evening, but usually they've gone his way. A couple of times they haven't, but so far not a run allowed to this point for Riley Glenn. Glenn from the stretch looks back at second and steps off. Matt Baker goes back to second base as Peter still has his lead off first, but Stefan's not covering the bag, so he has nothing to worry about. Runners take their leads. Glenn looks back at second base, looks back twice, and he deals the 3-2. Runners go. That one's driven down the left field line, but foul, just shy of the outfield grass, and it's 3-2 still. If this game feels like the game that never ends, you're not alone. We're close to 2 hours into this one. We're still trying to get out of the 5th inning. Glenn looks back. The payoff, both runners go. It's skied high into right center field. Taking a few steps back to that one is the right fielder Ernie Giraci, and he makes the catch over his shoulder, basket style, for the final out of the inning. That one looked a lot more dangerous than it actually looks a lot less dangerous than it actually turned out to be, but Giraci makes the basket catch to keep runs off the board for the Generals. Heading into the 6th inning, the Flames have a 13-0 lead. Top of the 6th inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York, and if you're just joining us, to say you've missed a lot is an understatement. The Flames put up 5 runs in the first inning, 7 runs in the second, and added another in the fourth, and they have a 13-0 lead in the top of the 6th inning. Reed Gibbs with his first at-bat coming up against Joe Pascucci, who's out for his 5th inning of work. A first pitch curveball falls in for a strike, and Gibbs quickly behind in the count 0-1. Gibbs working mostly as a substitute player this season, gets a substitute appearance this game. The 0-1 pitch is a check swing. He did not go around, so the count's evened up at a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Fastball catches the outside corner. Gibbs behind in the count 1-2. Gibbs, middle infielder out of Occidental College. His teammate Mike Netzel started this one, but came out as going into right field was Ernie Giraci, as that one's fouled off of his foot. Still a 1-2 count here on Reed Gibbs. Like I've said, not a lot of action for Gibbs, mostly as a substitute. Hitting .235 when he has been in these games. He's got a pair of stolen bases, so if he gets on the bags, expect him to run. The 1-2. Curveball misses high, and the count's 2-2. Pascucci really operating strictly off his breaking pitches right now, as his fastball can't seem to find its spot. From the windup, the 2-2. Breaking ball just misses inside. Count's now full on 3-2 after the breaking ball just can't find the inside corner. Pascucci deals the payoff. Fastball chopped on the ground down the first base line, but well foul. And count stays full at 3-2, coming up the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Pascucci again deals the payoff. Fastball ripped into right field, drops in front of the right fielder Michael for a base hit. So Gibbs leads off the inning with a hit for the Flames, and that brings up Mike Stefan for his 4th at-bat in this one, 1 for 3. One of the few players who hasn't gone on base multiple times today. He grounded out to first unassisted. He struck out, but he does have a double to his name. That came back in the 2nd inning. So now Reed Gibbs leads off of first base. Again, 2 stolen bases on the year in those few times he's appeared this season. First pitch, a fastball in there for a strike. Count 0-1 to Stefan. Gibbs taking a moderate lead off of first base, probably about 3.5 steps. Pascucci looks over, deals the 0-1. It's a slow roller over to second base. Fielding that one's McGinnis. He fires to first for the first out of the inning. Meanwhile, Reed Gibbs advances to second. So a runner in scoring position with 1 away here for the Flames. That brings up the 9-hitter, Mike Ruggiero. He was starting this game at second base. And after that whole round of defensive substitutions, he moved over to shortstop, while Reed Gibbs took the place of McLean O'Connor at short and Gibbs came in at second base. We've seen Ruggiero at both defensive middle infield spots so far this season. Doesn't seem comfortable at one spot more than the other. He plays well defensively in both places, as that curveball almost gets him on the back foot. It looked like from this angle it was certain to make contact with his body, but instead he dents out of the way of that one. It's 1-0. That's one of the few curveballs that Pascucci has thrown tonight that have been out of control. As McGinnis guarding closely at second base as Gibbs takes a pretty big lead, the 1-0. Fastball just misses inside, so 2 balls and no strikes here to Mike Ruggiero. So far in this one, Mike Ruggiero 1 for 2, a single, a fly out to center, and a sacrifice fly that brought in a run in the second inning. The 2-0 fouled back towards the parking lot, and the count's 2-1. Pascucci in his 5th inning of work, and Alex Vasquez, after very long innings out there for his 6th inning of work, with such a big lead, you don't want him wasting his legs, so it's likely in the next few innings we'll see someone replace him. That one's grounded on a roller over to second base. McGinnis shoots that one over to first for the second out. A pair of ground outs gets 2 outs back-to-back here for the Generals, and Mike Netzel is not in this game anymore, but his replacement, Ernie Geraci, will be in for his first at-bat. Geraci only came into the team less than a week ago. So far, he doesn't have a hit to his name. 0 for 3 in the 2 games he has had at-bats. First pitch of Geraci is fouled straight back to the netting behind home plate, and the count's 0-1.
Still no hits and 3 plate appearances. This is his 4th. He does have 1 RBI, however.
The 0-1 to Geraci is a fastball missing high, even at a ball and a strike. The sun's finally starting to set on the horizon behind us here at Larry DeLutis Field. There's a nice sunset glow over the B-52 out in center field. The 1-1 curveball's cut on and missed, and so Gibbs behind in the count 1-2. I don't think I can mention enough. That B-52 out in center field is beautiful, and with the sunlight on it as the sun sets behind us, it just looks majestic. It's grounded over near the middle. A diving stop by McGinnis. He stands up, shoots over to first, and gets the running Geraci for the final out of the inning. The Generals escape this inning with no harm done. At the end of 5.5 innings of play, it's still 13-0 Flames here at Larry DeLutis Field. Getting ready for the bottom of the 6th inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. Flames still have a 13-0 lead, and Riley Glenn out for his 6th inning of work. No more defensive replacements here for the Onondaga Flames, as coming in for the first at-bat of this inning is going to be Chris DiGiacomo. My apologies, we had not replaced him in the scorebook. But he's in for his first at-bat after coming in for Joe Bramante a couple innings back. The first pitch is a called strike, and he's behind 0-1. The 0-1 pitch misses, and the count's 1-1. DiGiacomo, not a great hitter so far. He's out of Johns Hopkins University, a college teammate of our very own Jake Griffin. The 1-1 fastball inside counts 2-1. Still batting below 200, as a matter of fact, 128, closer to 100 than anything. 4 RBIs to his name, though, so certainly still productive, though not making a lot of contact. That one skied high into right field. Jirachi running back towards the wall, and he makes another basket catch near the wall. Incredible defensive effort here so far from Ernie Jirachi, and one away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Rob McGinnis as he replaced Donnie Stokes.
26, Rob, the new guy, McGinnis.
Donnie Stokes came out a couple innings back in the field, and Rob McGinnis in for his first at-bat in this ball game. He's so new that he's not even listed on point streak or the lineups or anything, so we have no information on him. I don't know what college he went to. I don't know his stats on the season, so my very much apologies to you. The first pitch to McGinnis is a fastball missing low and outside for ball 1. What I do know is stuff about Kenny Michael, who stands on deck. The 1-0 fastball catches the zone, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. McGinnis is a lefty, that I can tell you. Going against the righty Glenn, the fastball misses outside. So a 3-1 count here to McGinnis. I would try to look it up for you, but again, I don't know how to spell his last name rather, so I'm only taking a guess. It looks like I have found one, as the 2-1 is fouled over just on top of the Flames dugout. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think I finally found Rob McGinnis. I have finally found him. He is out of Fairleigh Dickinson University, native of New Hyde Park, New York, went to St. Francis Prep High School. He operated mostly as a pitcher. 2-2 is skied just over the diving Reed Gibbs at shortstop now, as that'll be a 1-out single here for the Generals and a runner on first for Rome, as that brings up Kenny Michael. So something I missed at the start of this inning, Reed Gibbs and Mike Ruggiero have now swapped middle infield positions again. So Mike Ruggiero started at second, moved over to short, and is now back at second base, and Reed Gibbs, after substituting and moving to short, moving to second, he's now back at shortstop. If this is confusing you, I apologize. It's confusing me too. 1 out, first pitch, skied high behind home plate. So Rob McGinnis, more information on him as he's on first base after the single. He's just graduated from high school, and he'll be attending UMass Lowell come the fall. McGinnis takes a few steps off of first base. Glenn deals the 0-1. Fastball misses just outside. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. I've been standing all game, but I've decided to take a seat because this is just getting out of hand. It's wearing out on my legs. 13-0 lead. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed by Kenny Michael in the batter's box. And the count now 1-2. 1-2 to Michael is skied into shallow left field. That one will actually stop in the shallow outfield, and getting under that one is Gibbs. He'll make the catch for out number 2. So a quick pop out to Reed Gibbs makes it 2 away here for Luis Atiles. Atiles so far 0 for 2 in this one, a strikeout to his name so far. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Runner on first, Flames up 13-0. So now Atiles, the shortstop, a chance to get his first hit here or reach base for the first time here, as he's been unsuccessful his first 2 times, and he'll be successful here. That one's ripped up the middle for a base hit. Runner will stay at second base. So now 2 runners on with 2 away for the Generals, as that'll bring up the 8-hitter, Patrick Kenny. Patrick Kenny so far 0 for 2, a fly out to left field, and a strikeout to his name. So in the first 4 innings of this contest, the Generals didn't even get a single hit, now 3 in the last 2 innings, and they have another chance with the runner on scoring position here in the bottom of the 6th. Nevertheless, they're still down by 13 runs, but Glenn deals the first pitch, a fastball missing high and outside, counts 1-0.
In the Flames bullpen, Generals bullpen is quiet. We'll see if Vespucci is back out yet again.
Glenn operating out of the stretch exclusively, but obviously in the stretch with 2 runners on, in particular, one in scoring position out on second base. Gibbs playing him close from shortstop, the 1-0. A fastball catches the outside corner, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Outfield normal depth, infield normal depth. No close defense at second base this time around, the 1-1. That one's popped up behind home plate. That'll be well foul, and the count's 1-2.
Count will go to 1-2. Kenny trying to keep this inning alive, and
Jirachi out in right field. Getting a little tired out there. He's sort of dawdling around a little bit,
Kenny does have 5
as a lot of players tend to do with a 13-run lead, and it's late in the game. The 1-2. Fastball misses high and outside. A 2-2 count here. 2 away, 2 on in the bottom of the 6th inning. Patrick Kenny now looking for his first time reaching base in this one. Glenn from the stretch looks back at second. He deals. Fastball grounded over, backhanded by Reed Gibbs at short. A jump throw to first is not going to get there in time. So an infield single here for Patrick Kenny loads the bases for the Generals with 2 away. And Alex Vasquez with a lot of weight on his shoulders here as he tries to bring around the first run for the Generals. And this will finally be a big straw here. Robert Andrews going out to talk with Riley Glenn on the mound. There is action in the Flames bullpen. And this is a very far away bullpen, so I can't tell who's warming up. All I know is a tall left-hander. Looks like it's probably Jeff DiStefano out there. Doesn't look like he's going to be coming in. Looks like Robert Andrews just giving Glenn a quick pep talk as he's trying to get out of the 6th inning with 2 away and runners on every base. So an advantage to that is there is a force at every base, so millions of opportunities for outs here in the infield. Don't know how much longer Alex Vasquez will be in this ball game. They may keep him in the whole time, though he'll be very worn out after catching those very long innings.
Alex, also known as Carlos Vasquez.
So the last 2 innings, the Generals have been able to put up 5 hits, and this inning's still not done. Glenn looking to escape without an earned run for the 6th time tonight.
loaded with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Generals trying to
Glenn working out of the stretch, looks back at second, the first pitch. Breaking ball misses above the head of Vasquez in the batter's box, and the count's 1-0.
Vasquez. Good catch by Zarak, keeping the runner down at third. And the count is 1-0.
Glenn, a 1-0 count here on Vasquez. He's allowed 3 hits in just this inning, 2 of them back-to-back here. The 1-0 is ripped up the middle, but it's going to get stopped by Gibbs. It's short. It's going to throw to first. It's going to be way over the head of Mike Stefan, and that one gets out of play. And that one's going to get well out of play, so 2 runs are going to come in to score for the Generals. They finally are on the board here. It's 13-2 Flames, and if they want to get back in the game, they got to get it chip by chip. And they're chipping away here now with 2 runs in the 6th inning.
2 runs, 1 earned. That's it for him.
And so Riley Glenn's going to come out of this ball game, and we'll tell you who his replacement is when we come back here on Team Line. Back in the bottom of the 6th inning, Jimmy Flahive comes in to replace Riley Glenn, his final line score. He does not have a final line score yet. He finishes 5 2/3 innings pitched. So far, 2 runs, 1 earned, as the judgment by the scorer here is that he reached on a single and the throwing error brought the run around to score. So 2 away here for Matt Baker as the first pitch misses inside for ball 1. Jimmy Flahive leads the league in ERA, a flat 1 ERA entering this one. Out of American International College, the 1-0 catches the top outside corner, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike.
18 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, 9 walks, 11 hits.
Flahive would have a much lower ERA. He gave up 1 hit in his start in his appearance where he gave up a run where he allowed just a home run as his only hit. Breaking ball misses. It's now 2-1 here to Matt Baker.
Singleton is left on base in the 5th. Looks like Julian Pedruzzo pinching for Peters if we get there. He is on.
Julian Pedruzzo waiting on deck. He'll be in for Peters should the inning get to him. A ground ball up to second base. Rogerio Fields fires on the run. He makes the catch at first and gets it in time for the out. So finally out of the bottom of the 6th are the Onondaga Flames heading into the top 7. They lead 13-2. Top of the 7th inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. And again, if you're just tuning in, saying you've missed a lot is an understatement. 12 runs in the first 2 innings for the Flames, another run in the 4th, and then 2 runs in the last half inning for the Generals. It's a 13-2 ball game, and Adam Gordon will lead off against Joe Pascucci here in the 7th. Pascucci out for his 6th inning of work here. First pitch catches the outside corner on the off speed, and an 0-1 count here to Gordon. Gordon so far 3 for 3, double 2 singles and a hit by pitch. Fastball misses outside, count evens up at a ball and a strike. A couple of defensive replacements in the field for the Rome Generals. Luis Atiles is out at shortstop, and coming in his place is Jimmy Valenti. And out in center field in the place of Steve Peters is Julian Pedruzzo. 1-1 pitch, catches the outside corner, and Gordon behind it in the count 1-2.
It's in New York. It's in the Bronx.
So Gordon looking for his 4th hit here. He's halfway to the cycle with at least 3 innings left to play here. The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball he's caught way out in front of, but he's able to tip that one into the dirt. So Gordon just able to stay alive here, and the count stays at 1-2.
Casey Kretsch on deck, the third baseman. He'll be his first plate appearance since entering
Sitting on deck is Casey Kretsch, who's coming in for Brian Hart and will get his first plate appearance. Going back in the box after stepping out for a brief moment, Pascucci working up from the windup. He pops that one up. Shallow into center field. Pedruzzo drifts under that one after taking a few steps in for the first out of the inning. So now one away here in the top of the seventh. That brings up Casey Kretsch. It'll be his first at-bat of this ball game. He came in for Brian Hart in the fifth inning as a defensive replacement. Kretsch is also a pitcher for the Flames. He got the start a couple nights ago. 2-0 pitch misses in first pitch misses in the dirt, and the count's 1-0. Hitting .231 so far in the season. In 7 games, he has seen the batter's box. 1-0's skied high into the right side. Right under it at second base is Rob McGinnis, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So a quick 2 outs here in the 7th inning for the Generals, as now Jared Groskuth will come up for his 5th plate appearance tonight. So far for Jared Groskuth, 1 hit, a pop out to second, a ground out to third, and a fielder's choice that he reached on that ended up bringing in 2 runs. First pitch to Groskuth, a fastball misses outside, and the count's 1-0. The sun has officially set here, and the sky is starting to darken, the lights starting to brighten here at Larry DeLutis Field. The pitch is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and a 1-1 count here to Groskuth with 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Flames nursing a 13-2 lead. 1-1, skied high into shallow right field. Drifting back to that one is Rob McGinnis. He steps into the outfield grass and makes the catch for the final out. The Flames go down 1-2-3 at the end of 6.5. Flames have a 13-2 lead over the Generals in Rome. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. Flames still have a 13-2 lead. Flahive on the mound coming out for his 2nd inning of work against Julian Pedruzzo, who is in for his first at-bat, replacing Steven Peters in the field last inning. First pitch, a fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. Julian Pedruzzo just finished his freshman year at Sacred Heart University, and the 1-1 pitch is fouled back towards the backstop, and the count's 0-2 to Pedruzzo. And you see a lot of players from a lot of different places. A lot of them are from the Northeast. If you're like the Flames, you have a lot of players from California, and you occasionally see some from the Midwest. Julian Pedruzzo is from Argentina. You don't see many international players in this league. The 0-2 fastball misses high and outside, and the count's 1-2.
On deck is Thomas Dick.
Flav entered this game with the best ERA in the league, holding it up right now, a third of an inning, and no earned runs. And called on strikes is Julian Pedruzzo. He saw strike 3 on the inside corner and one away here in the bottom of the 7th, and that brings up the third baseman, Thomas Diskin.
Number 13, Tommy.
Thomas Diskin came in just the second inning, and so far a recorded out in the 5th inning, and he walked back in the 4th. Diskin came in for Anthony Perino, who started this one after he recorded 2 defensive errors in as many innings at third base. The first pitch is a ball, misses low, and the count's 1-0. Flames leading 13-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning here. The 1-0 pitch to Diskin catches the outside corner. The count's knotted up at a ball and a strike.
In a second, we'll take a look around the league and give you updated scores.
The 1-1. Fastball catches the inside corner, and the count is 1-2.
On deck is going to be Chris DiGiacomo, the first baseman.
So no luck for the Generals so far this inning. The 1-2, a breaking pitch just misses the outside corner. Zarat was getting ready to gun that one down to third and go around the infield, but instead that misses outside, and the count's still 2-2. Flahive sets back up in the windup. He deals sidearm the 2-2. Skied high down the right field line into foul territory, giving chase to the first baseman Mike Stefan, and he's able to glove it as he runs past the ball, but is able to scoop it back with his backhand, and it's 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and that brings up Chris DiGiacomo. Let's go around the league here real quick to see what the scores are today. A few games are already done with this evening. Cheryl Silversmith took down the Cortland Crush 7-4. The Niagara Power took down the Wellsville Nitros 4-2. Genesee Rapids beat the Hornell Dodgers 12-8. Looks like the Syracuse Sulcats and the Syracuse Spartans never got started, or they're on delay. We can't see what their stats are. First pitch is a cold strike to Chris DiGiacomo. Flahive gets set from the windup quickly. The 0-1 is cut on and missed, and the count 0-2 here to Chris DiGiacomo. A chance here for Flahive to strike out the side.
0-2, Flahive looking to strike out the side here for Rome.
The 0-2, caught on and missed, strikes out the side. Jimmy Flahive does at the end of 7 innings of play. 13-2 will finish the Around the League scoreboard when we come back in the top of the 8th inning. Top of the 8th inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. The sun is officially set. Sky is dark. And leading off for the Flames is Jake Zarat. The first pitch is getting away from Alex Vasquez behind home plate. Count 1-0 to Jake Zarat, who enters this at-bat 2 for 4 on the night. A pair of singles in the first and second innings, a fly out to right, and a ground out to the pitcher to his name so far. The 1-0 fastball misses inside. And the count's 2-0. Joe Pascucci out for another inning of work up there on the mound. This will be inning number 7. He sees the mound tonight. 2-0 breaking ball misses outside. A 3-0 count here to Jake Zarat. AJ DiFilippo waits on deck. And the Flames still leading 13-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. No outs. First batter up this inning is Jake Zarat. He has a 3-0 count on him from Joe Pascucci. He deals. Fastball misses inside for ball 4. So first batter, first base runner here in the top of the 8th for the Onondaga Flames. Jake Zarat is now on first base. And AJ DiFilippo up to bat for the 5th time tonight.
Now batting for the Flames, number 12, AJ DiFilippo.
And AJ DiFilippo so far, 1 for 3. He popped foul down the third baseline, which was caught by the third baseman Diskin his last time up. First pitch to DiFilippo is a fastball, misses outside for ball 1. He's reached once on a walk. He has a single to his name, and he flew out to right field back in the 3rd inning. The 1-0 to DiFilippo is driven deep down the right field line, giving chase as Michael. That's going to drop just left of the outfield foul line for a base hit. So that's a deep single, as you can imagine, for AJ DiFilippo, as that ball caught a deep patch of grass and didn't take a bounce. So now 2 runners on, nobody out here for the Flames in the top of the 8th inning. They're getting things going again here in the Flames offense, and it'll be Reed Gibbs coming up for his second at-bat of the day. Reed Gibbs, first time up, he got a single. Not a lot of hits this season, hasn't seen a lot of action, but he is able to get a single his first time up in this ball game. He came in for McLean O'Connor back in the 4th inning. Golf swing by Reed Gibbs on the first pitch. It's an 0-1 count, as that pitch was in the dirt, but Reed Gibbs gave chase. Mike Stefan waits on deck after Reed Gibbs. Pascucci has 2 runners on base behind him, one of them in scoring position. He looks back. The 0-1 is a pitch missing high and inside, close to Reed Gibbs' head. He's able to duck out of the way, and the count's 1-1. Jimmy Flahoff has worked the last 1 1/3 innings for the Flames on the mound. You got 2 guys in the Flames bullpen warming up. I can't quite see who they are, but we'll let you know if there's a pitching replacement at the start of the bottom half of the inning. Fastball misses low. Now 2 balls and a strike here to Reed Gibbs. And this has just been a blowout so far for the Onondaga Flames. They got out way in front, way early. And so far, they've just been playing on cruise control. They haven't been able to get a lot going. Pascucci's gotten in a groove that they haven't been able to crack. That one, a slow chopper over to second base. McGinnis shoots that one over to first. And the first out of the inning here for the Rome Generals. But now 2 runners in scoring position for the Flames as Mike Stefan comes up to bat. Not on the hottest day for him so far. He's got a double to his name, but he's not gotten on base in his other 3 at-bats tonight. Mike Stefan, the switch hitter, working from the left side against the right-handed Pascucci. There's a side armor warming up in the Generals bullpen as the first pitch to Stefan is a fastball outside. Count 1-0.
Sidearmer's got to be Kevin Manning.
Kevin Manning is the side armor warming up in the bullpen for the Rome Generals. We'll see if he comes in this inning or possibly in the top half of the 9th. The 1-0 fastball misses high and outside yet again, so 2 balls and no strikes here to Mike Stefan. As there are 2 runners in scoring position with 1 away in the top of the 8th, Flames got a 13-2 lead here. And now Stefan with a chance to burst that open for 2 more. Infield playing entirely in the 2-0. Fastball catches the outside corner, so now 2 balls and a strike here on Mike Stefan. Mike Ruggiero waiting on deck for the Onondaga Flames. Should the inning continue after this? 2-1. It's popped up into foul territory, but well out of play over behind the Flames dugout, and the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 minutes to 9 o'clock. This game started out real slow with the Flames getting 5 in the first, 7 in the second. Sped up here ever since. Pascucci's been pretty
Tire infield playing in middle infield with toes on the infield grass. The 2-2 is ripped down the first base line, snagged at first by Chris DiGiacomo. He'll step on first himself for the out. No runners advance. It's 2 away here in the top of the 8th, but still 2 in scoring position for Mike Ruggiero. Mike Ruggiero so far 1 for 3. He's got an RBI in the afternoon as a result of a sac fly. He also has another single to his name, a fly out to center, and a ground ball to second base. As the infield returns to normal defensive positioning with 2 away in the top of the 8th, Flames still have a 13-2 lead. First pitch is fouled off of Vasquez behind home plate, and the count's 0-1. Rogerio has seen both middle infield spots. He's started the game at second. Actually, he started the game at short, moved over. Nope, I was wrong again. He started at second, moved over to short, went back to second. He grounds that one to short this time. A throw over to first is wide. A run comes around to score. Another run comes around to score. So 2 more unearned runs for the Rome Generals, and now a 15-2 lead for the Onondaga Flames. What's been crazy about this game so far, it's a 15-2 lead now for the Flames. A lot of these runs coming out of the Rome Generals that they're allowing are unearned. Those 2 runs were unearned. In the first inning, 5 runs were scored. Only 1 of them was earned. In that 7-run inning, 6 of them were earned. First pitch to Ernie Geraci is off his bat on the check swing foul, and it's an 0-1 count. With a runner on first, 2 away, a 15-2 lead in the top of the 8th for the Flames. It's Mike Rogerio leading off of first base. The 0-1 fastball misses inside. Vasquez can't get his glove on it. It gets away from it. A great chance for Rogerio to advance, but being a good sport, up 13 runs, he does not go. This is typically where you get into the rules of respect, what's considered showboating, what's considered appropriate when you're up by so many runs. Rogerio showing restraint there, not advancing with such a big lead here in the top of the 8th. The 1-1 pitch misses low, and now a 2-0 count, 2-1 count rather, here to Ernie Geraci. Pascucci, a 2-1 count here on Ernie Geraci. That one's chopped foul down the third baseline, so a 2-2 count evened up here. As this game has surpassed 9 o'clock now, we've passed the 2.5-hour mark here. This game's certainly taking a good amount of time. The 2-2's fouled down the third base line yet again, and so Geraci stays alive here. Generals bullpen now empty. Pascucci still out there. 2-2. Fastball misses low. Counts now full at 3-2, so fully expect Mike Rogerio on first base to run on the pitch. Though, even though it's a guaranteed to run, you wouldn't be surprised to see Pascucci do a pick move. The lead is short. He actually doesn't run as the pitch is fouled off. The runner did not go, and it's probably a sign of the respect of the lead. Earlier, it probably would have happened, but it's such a massive lead, and it's so late in the ball game that it's a lead that's practically unsurpassable. And I would imagine at this point, if there was a pitching replacement for the Generals, it would likely be a position player as to not wear out their bullpen. Pascucci has gone a long way in this one for the Generals. The 3-2 pitch, the runner did go this time, and ball 4. So now Rogerio on second base. Ernie Geraci makes his way to first on the walk. So 2 on, 2 out for the Onondaga Flames, and that brings up the number 2 hitter, Adam Gordon, who will actually be pinch hit for here. And it'll be Jack Cherno coming in for his first at-bat of the ball game. And now the entire team coming out. Looks like Pascucci is done for the day. We'll let you know whose replacement is here on Team Line. It's Kevin Manning in for the Rome Generals here in the top of the 8th with 2 away and 2 on for the Onondaga Flames. So Uri Geraci is on first base, and on second base it's Mike Ruggiero, as these 2 runners reached on an E6 and a walk. And Adam Gorin was due up, but it looked like it'll be a pinch hitter here. Jack Cherno will make his first at-bat of this ball game. Coming in for Gorin, he will likely replace in straight defensive positioning in center field in the bottom half of this inning. Cherno, 283 on the season. One of the best hitters. He came in scorching hot for a long time. His on-base percentage was well above 500. His batting average close to 400. He's hit a little bit of a slump lately, but still very consistent for this Flames team. He's also a very good glove in the field. We saw a few days ago he ended the game with a diving catch. And if it wasn't for that diving catch, runs would have scored that would have tied up the ball game. So now Ruggiero off second, Geraci off first. The first pitch to Cherno is chopped on the ground over to second. McGinnis fields, fires over to first. And so a quick 1 pitch out here for Kevin Manning, and he's able to retire the side on just that 1 pitch, heading into the bottom of the 8th. Flames lead 15-2 here in Rome. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. It's now Nick Garcia out on the mound for the Onondaga Flames. Jimmy Flahay finishes after an inning and a third pitched. The first pitch here to Rob McGinnis is a called strike on the fastball. And 0-1 here to McGinnis in his second at-bat. He singled his first time up. He broke the long-standing no-hitter by Riley Glenn. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball on the outside corner, so both corners painted in this first at-bat. Count 0-2. The only other change is Cherno out in center as the third pitch is cut on and missed. So 1, 2, 3, 3 strikes, you're out. And now down is Rob McGinnis. Quick first out here for the Flames, and that brings up Kenny Michael, the right fielder. So it looks like there is a substitution here that I was not aware of. It is Max Struthers pinch hitting for Kenny Michael here. Max Struthers out of Keene State College in New Hampshire, hitting 174 entering today's ball game. First pitch from Garcia, fastball misses high. Fourth pitch and the first ball here for Nick Garcia, count 1-0.
Struthers has come in here for
Garcia working from the wind up, the 1-0. Fastball misses inside, almost clips Max Struthers there, but instead it's 2-0.
way. We'll get you his line here. Struthers bang 192 through
So they are going into the bullpen here, the Onondaga Flames are, after Riley Glenn had a long start. The 2-0 pitch, a fastball right over the heart of the plate for strike one. A lot of the players in the bullpen were looking for the complete sit, but some people didn't accomplish it. And I'm looking at one right now as Jeremy Taylor is walking in front of the press box.
1 out. Swung on and
2-1's cut on and missed. Counts not up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. For those not aware, the complete sit is when you're in the bullpen and you just sit without getting up for the entire game. Sit for every single out. The 2-2 pitches cut on and missed. So 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Nick Garcia. And with 2 away in the bottom of the 8th, that brings up Jimmy Valenti in for his first at-bat. He came in last inning as a defensive replacement. He's out of Westfield State College in Massachusetts, native of Massapequa Park, New York, on Long Island. Valenti hitting under 200 so far this season. First pitch is cut on and missed. The high fastball gave him chase. And the count's 0-1. Garcia working quickly through this Generals order here late in the game. Bottom of the 8th inning, up 15-2. The 0-1 pitch catches the outside corner, so 2 pitches, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Garcia almost out of this one here. Could strike out the side with 1 more strike.
Woodruff appears to be on deck. Would be another pinch hitter if we get there. The 0-2 to
0-2 in the dirt, so a messy pitch there from Nick Garcia and a 1-2 count here to Jimmy Valenti. Valenti, one of many replacements in today's game. We haven't seen as many substitutions from the Generals as we have from the Flames. The Flames, almost every starter from this ball game is no longer there. You have right and center field now gone. Left field still there. Third base is gone. The original starting shortstop is gone. The only men standing from the starting lineup are the catcher, Jake Surratt, the first baseman, Mike Stefan, the, once again, second baseman, Mike Ruggiero. He moved over to short when Reed Gibbs came into the game, but then moved back over to second base, and A.J. DiFilippo still out there in left field. 1-2 from Garcia. Fastball cut on, fouled back off the mitt of Jake Surratt. So he stays alive here. Count stays at 1-2.
So Woodruff came in with a walk-off chance with 2 outs, and the bases loaded, but he struck out. 2 on the game, Generals fell.
Infield back, outfield back, 2 away, 1-2 count here to Valenti. In the bottom of the 8th, Flames with a 15-2 lead. The 1-2 pitch misses in the dirt outside. Surratt able to glove that one and keep it from going to the backstop, but no one's on base, so it doesn't matter too much regardless. 2-2 count here.
2-2, ready from
Valenti, the right-handed hitter, back in the box against the righty Garcia. 2-2 fastball taken for strike 3. So 3 batters, 3 strikeouts here for Nick Garcia in his relief appearance. Heading into the top of the 9th, the Flames still have a 15-2 lead here in Rome. Top of the ninth inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. Skies pitch black now, lights fully blaring here as the Flames have a 15-2 lead. Kevin Manning out for his second inning of work. Pitching to Casey Kretsch as the first pitch misses low for ball one. Manning working very quickly here. The 1-0 is chopped on the ground towards third, fielded by Diskin. He fires over to first for the out, beats Kretsch by about 3 steps, and it's one away here in the top of the ninth. So I'll bring up a pinch hitter in Corbin Paxton. He is hitting in the place of Jared Grosguth. Paxton, known to be an iffy hitter. He has his moments. He has a good number of extra base hits on the season, including a triple. A lot of gappers hit off his bat when he does make solid contact, but not a real hitter for average this season. Corbin Paxton hitting 167 on the year, 2 doubles to his name. He's driven in 6 runs. He only played in 12 of the team's games so far, himself out of Lake Erie College, one of a couple players from the Storms on this ball club, another being Trace Peterson, the catcher who has the night off. First pitch to him is a breaking ball, misses in the dirt outside, and the count's 1-0. Behind the plate now this inning for the Rome Generals, it's Sean Tyler. Alex Vasquez finally couldn't take it anymore. He is out of this ball game. 1-0 is a fastball, misses high, and count 2-0 here to Corbin Paxton. That's 2 of the 3 catchers on this Generals team. 2-0, misses low and outside. Count now 3 balls and no strikes to Paxton. Though I've heard it is likely we'll see the last catcher, Woody Woodruff, as a designated hitter, pinch hitter, in the 9th inning. And the 3-1, it's now 3-1 after the 3-0 pitch finds the strike zone. 3-2, he's working almost too fast here for me to keep up with, and it's now a 3-2 count. It was 3-1. Breaking pitch just found the inside corner. Manning working faster than I could possibly imagine here. The full count payoff. Cut on and missed. Working back from 3-0. Manning works the strikeout. Now 2 away here in the top of the 9th inning. And that'll bring in Jake Zarate for his 6th at-bat of this ball game. Zarate so far 2 for 5. Actually 2 for 4. He walked his last time up. Came around to score. Otherwise, a pair of singles, a fly out to right, and a ground out back to the pitcher. First pitch from Manning, in the dirt inside, and the first pitch to Zarate is a ball, count 1-0. So 2 away in the top of the 9th inning, Flames with a 15-2 lead. Nobody on base, 1-0 count to Jake Zarate. AJ DiFilippo waits on deck. The 1-0 pitch is one-hopped over to second base, fielded by McGinnis. He fires over to first for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down, go the Onondaga Flames, hanging to the bottom of the 9th. Generals down to their last 3 outs, down 13. Now the bottom of the ninth inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. And now a new pitcher here for the Onondaga Flames. It's Mike Ruggiero. He started at second, moved over to short, moved back to second, and now he's on the mound. So 3 positions for Ruggiero today. First pitch from him is cut on and missed by number 33, the hitter, now pinch hitter. Now Rudy Woodruff up to bat for the Rome Generals.
Now pinch hitting for Patrick Kane.
The 0-1 pitch is a called strike here on Woodruff, and now he's behind in the count 0-2. Woodruff out of Moorpark College, a junior college in California, originally from Yokota Air Force Base in Japan. So playing on an Air Force base after being from an Air Force base, as the 0-2 pitch is cut on and miss. So he goes down on 3 strikes. Ruggiero gets his first strikeout of the season. And 1 away here in the bottom of the ninth. That brings up number 21, a pinch hitter, is Sean Tyler. He came in defensively a couple innings back in the place of Alex Vasquez. After this, it'll be up the top of the order in Matt Baker. Fastball misses high and inside. Tyler able to duck out of the way of that one. Count 1-0 here. A few other changes that we need to get in your head after this pitch, because the 1-0 is cut on and missed for strike 1. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Trace Peterson replaces Jake Surratt behind the plate. Jake Evans is now replacing Mike Ruggiero in the field. He's at shortstop. Reed Gibbs moves back to second as the 1-1 misses in the dirt. Counts now 2-1. The fact that I was able to get in those defensive replacements before that pitch was thrown was a modern miracle, perhaps. Ruggiero deals the 2-1, dealing exclusively with fastballs. It's fouled behind the press box, and the count knotted up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We got to put a new batter on the 4th spot.
I'm going to put the shortstop there. What's his name?
The shortstop's been at what's the new
Time is called here behind the plate.
Count, it's 2
So 2-2 count here to Sean Tyler. Ruggiero deals, pitch misses in the dirt, so a full count here to Sean Tyler with 1 away in the bottom of the ninth. Flames leading by 13.
There he goes. Okay. Gibbs is now
This has been a monumental inning as the 3-2 is driven into deep left center field. Cherno giving chase out at center. He runs and tracks that one down near the wall. He makes an incredible running catch, able to extend his glove quite a ways. And 2 away here in the bottom of the ninth, thanks to a stellar catch in center field by Jack Cherno.
Now batting for the Generals. Number 3, Matt.
Quite the inning of improbabilities here. Now 2 away, that brings up the top of the order in Matt Baker. He'll get his 5th opportunity at the plate tonight. He's 1 for 4 on the night. First pitch from Ruggiero. Fastball misses high, and the count's 1-0.
from Ruggiero, the pitcher who entered from short.
Ruggiero working out of the windup as always, the 1-0. Fastball right over the plate, but called inside. That one looked very good for me, but instead it's inside, and the count's 2-0. Julian Perduso waits on deck should the game continue. 2-0 is popped up, skied into center field. This should do it. Cherno runs in, and he makes the catch. When in Rome, you win big. 15-2, the Flames win this one on the road in Rome at Larry DeLutis Field, home of the former Griffiths Air Force Base. A stellar line score for the Flames. 15 runs on 14 hits. Only 1 error through these 9 innings, as the Rome Generals were only able to muster 2 runs on 5 hits in garnered 3 errors in that span. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Be sure to watch Twitter for post-game interviews after this one. I am Brandon Ross. Thank you so much for listening in tonight.